Hello, Fulton Sun Devils. In this webinar, we'll quickly review the key elements of a good resume, both the basic one, and we'll discuss how to customize a resume for particular jobs. To get started, please go to the link that's shown here at the top. You'll see two resume examples. Please select the one labeled Engineering and Other Majors. There's another resume that you'll see listed there that's for software-related majors. The two resumes are identical in their structure, but contain examples that are relevant to the two different groups of majors. So we're going to cover the basics here. And the number one thing to think about when you're creating your resume is that this is your marketing flyer. Yeah, this is designed to answer the question, why you? Yeah, that's a particularly direct question and a bit uncomfortable, but essentially that's what your resume is doing. It's answering the question, why you? Why are you the best candidate for the position that you have applied for? So for the basics, you want your resume to look like this one. Every time that we tell students that, we get an answer back that says, no, I want to look different. No, you don't. What you want is to use a simple format that lets your different qualifications be very obvious. Your experiences academically and any other experiences that you've had in your college experiences make you different, but using a simple format makes that information easy for employers to see. We've created our sample resumes using input from our major employers. So in terms of what this resume needs to look like, we recommend you use this sequence of sections. The resume will be one page for most students. If you are a PhD candidate or have extensive experience in the area where you're seeking a job, a two-page resume may be suitable for you, but for everyone else, one page. You can use different margins, fonts, maybe different color, but we recommend that you stick to this sequence of sections. And for the resume, no photographs, no diagrams, no tables, no motifs. So let's get started going through the resume section by section. In the contact section, very important, branding 101. Refer to yourself consistently. This sounds very simple, but students sometimes use a combination of first name, middle name, a nickname, some different combination of last names. You want to make sure that any information that you have given to an employer, such as an application that you filled out online, and your resume and your name as it appears in virtual career events, all use the same name. Make it easy for employers to match those up. For the contact information, one phone number, one email, your LinkedIn, GitHub account, if applicable to your major, no labels like email, phone, no icons like little telephones, no personal address. Employers caution us about using icons because they are unsure about how their automated applicant tracking systems recognize those symbols. You don't want some different recognition of that to make a mess of your carefully formatted resume. And personal addresses are not typically used on resumes. Those are provided through application processes. The next section on the resume, summary, note that this section is optional. If you have a lot of work experience, you may choose to omit it so that you can have more space to show off those experiences. This section is designed to really answer some key questions. What are your qualifications? What are you looking for? You don't need to put the exact company name in this section. And note that this is not an objective. This is a summary of your qualifications. The next section, education, Here and in all the other sections on the resume, you use a reverse chronological order. Your most recent experience goes first. For all of your degrees, you include your graduation date and GPA. Note, this is not designed to be an exhaustive list of every college you have attended. If you've collected college credits from, let's say, multiple community colleges, you don't need to include this information on your resume. You may include relevant coursework. This, again, is optional. That area would then allow you to identify special focus areas in your studies or to show that you have attained specific curriculum levels. An example of this is the importance of a course called Data Structures for Computer Science students. Employers typically will want students to have completed that course before they are considered to be candidates for internships. The next section is for your technical skills. Use meaningful categories for these. They will differ by major. And list your skills in order of proficiency. Your most proficient skill goes first. In this section, also include any certifications that are meaningful for the job that you're seeking. In the next two sections, those provide your opportunity to show your experiences applying your skills. In the professional experience section, show off your experiences related to the job that you're seeking. We'll show you how to include other work experience on your resume in a minute. You have your employer, the title or role, dates with a month or year format. Use action verbs to start the bullets and be specific with skills, actions, and results. If you don't have any professional experience, you just don't have this section on your resume. The next section, academic projects, uses a similar format to the professional experience. Typically, we'll see 2 to 5 projects here on your resume. For students with less professional experience, more academic projects let you show off your skills applications. And for those students with more professional experience, typically we see fewer academic projects. Here, you use a semester and year format. And be sure to identify the skills that you applied in your academic projects. The next section, the other work experience, allows you to demonstrate work ethic and initiative, possibly leadership and other skills. Here, you want to describe the role and scope and add any results. Be brief. You can assume that anyone reading your resume probably is familiar with what the role of a tutor, food service, retail associate would be. Okay, the next section, the final section for your resume, is that for activities. Here you can show off your engagement in your profession outside the classroom. If you're a leader in these organizations, describe the role, scope, and again, any results. Now note what we don't show on a resume. No hobbies, no information about references, no reference listing, and no statements about references available upon request. Organizations will typically ask for information in the application process, so we don't show it on a resume. Now, that finishes up the basic information for your resume. Now, to customize your resume for a particular job, read the job description. Does your resume use the same wording and phrases? Does it show evidence of the experience requested in the job description? If not, adjust the resume so that you align your resume to those requirements, and that'll give you a resume that's fine-tuned for a particular job description. Okay, students, those are the basics for your resume. Do you need more information? Or want to get your resume reviewed? If so, here's the additional information on how to make an appointment with the Fulton School of Engineering Career Center, or how to use the optimal resume function for an offline review without an appointment. and check out our website for more resources. Okay, thanks, Sun Devils. Good luck with building your resumes.